That damn Jimison smacked me all the way to Africa. What an ass! And when I got back, he was nowhere to be found. There's only two things on my mind right now. Fighting and the word ultimate. Well, at least I know what I'm going to talk about. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, one of the biggest crossovers in gaming history. With 80 fighters, 100 stages, and over 1,000 music tracks, it's a pretty big game. And with the final DLC fighter being released later this year, people are starting to wonder about the next Smash game and what it's gonna do. With how big Ultimate is, people are wondering how they're gonna make the next Smash game, as it will be very hard to top this. A lot of people are speculating and saying that the game will most likely cut back on content, as in most characters and stages will be gone, myself included. So I wanted to start cutting back and decided that I was going to cut one fighter from each series represented in the game. Firstly, I want to set some ground rules. Number 1. Single fighter series are safe. It just wouldn't be fair of me to cut an entire series from the game just because it has one fighter. So characters like Duck Hunt or Joker are safe because they're the only form of representation for that franchise. 2. I can only cut one character. I'm only going to be cutting one fighter from each series. Cutting any more wouldn't be fair to some of the series here, and plus, this keeps things more interesting, as it really determines who fits into Smash. Number 3. I'm going to be cutting characters based on their iconography and their originality in Smash. If a character isn't iconic, or they don't have a very original moveset, then chances are they're going to get cut. For franchises that I don't know all too well, I'm gonna go based on how they play in Smash. Number 4. I'm gonna have to put my biases aside for this. I'm gonna be cutting some characters that I like here. If the character I personally like isn't as good as one that I'm not too fond of, then we're gonna have to cut the former, unfortunately. I also feel the need to say that this is all my opinion. I might cut a character you would keep in the game, and that's okay if you still want them in, just as long as you're civil about it. Oh, and one last thing. I got this idea from Ryo, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sure other people have done this concept too, but I saw him do it first, so I'm giving the credit to him. Now with everything out of the way, let's start. The Mario series is the franchise with the most characters in Smash, and thankfully cutting a character here isn't too hard. The fighters that are safe are Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Bowser. Yoshi and Mario would be safe, but they're classified under their own series, so they don't count here. So that just leaves us with Daisy, Dr. Mario, Bowser Jr., Rosalina, and the Piranha Plant. And I think out of all these guys, Dr. Mario deserves to be cut. He's literally Mario, and their movesets are very similar as well. The other clone character, or Echo, Daisy, is at least a separate character from Peach. Rosalina, Bowser Jr., and Piranha Plant also all have original movesets and are separate characters as well. So that really only leaves Dr. Mario to die. Just kidding. Or am I? Jeez, we're only 2 franchises in and I already have to cut a character I really like. The Donkey Kong series only has 3 fighters. Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, and King K. Rool. Obviously, we have to keep DK here. He's the main character of the Donkey Kong franchise and has been in every Smash game since the first game. So it doesn't make sense to cut him at all. So that really only leaves us with Diddy and K. Rool. Well, Diddy Kong is another hero character, which Smash has plenty of already. And K. Rool is a villain who has a pretty original moveset, so I think it's pretty obvious who I'm cutting here. K. Rool. Diddy Kong is just the more iconic character. Lots more people know about Diddy than they do K. Rool, so as much as I wanted him in this game, we're gonna have to say bye-bye once again to King K. Rool. We'll see you probably never again, you fat bastard. Zelda is another series with lots of characters, that being 6. Our safe characters are Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf, which is only 50% of the Zelda series fighters. That leaves us with Young Link, Toon Link, and Sheik. Well now, Sheik is an original character, so it wouldn't be fair to cut her either, so we'll keep her in as well. Now it just comes down to the 2 other versions of Link. Both have very similar movesets, so this really just comes down to iconography. And out of these 2, Toon Link is safe. He just looks more original. He's a Link except cartoon looking. Young Link is just a Link, but short. Plus he's only been in one other Smash game, while Toon Link has been in every game since Brawl. Young Link is getting cut, which sucks. You always hate to see children lose their dreams. The Metroid series has only 4 fighters, with one of them being an Echo. Let's get right to the point here. The safe characters are Samus and Ridley. Hero and a villain of the home series, both with original movesets. It just works. So that leaves us with Dark Samus and Zero Suit Samus. See, this is actually a bit of a tough call. One is an original character but with a borrowed moveset, and the other is a character already technically in the game but with an original moveset. So it comes down to iconography versus playstyle. We're gonna have to cut Zero Suit. Dark Samus is an actual separate character at the very least. Zero Suit Samus is just Samus except she took her clothes off. Sure, Dark Samus is an Echo, but I think it's fine here. I don't have a funny joke about Zero Suit getting cut, so let's just move on. The Kirby series is one with only 3 fighters as well, and again, this is a tough call. Kirby's safe here obviously, so that just leaves us with Meta Knight and King Dedede to cut. Both of these characters have very good reasons to stay each, so I think we're gonna have to judge this purely based on, you guessed it, iconography. So now with that being said, I think Meta Knight is gonna have to go here. King Dedede is just more important to the Kirby franchise than Meta Knight is, and deserves to be represented in Smash because of that. It's that simple. Meta Knight is really only talked about anymore because of how broken he was in Brawl. This really does just come down to your definition of iconic and a character's importance. I'm sure people will disagree with me on this one, but it's fine. Another 3-fighter series. The 3 characters from Star Fox that are in Smash are Fox, Falco, and Wolf. Fox is safe, so that just leaves us with Falco and Wolf to cut. It's no contest here, Falco stays. People know a lot more about Falco than they do Wolf. All 3 of these characters play very similarly, so it does just come down to their iconography. Wolf both looks like Fox and plays very similarly to Fox. Falco looks different and is much more recognizable. Don't worry though, there's still other dogs in Smash, so Fox isn't alone on that front. Pokemon is tied with Fire Emblem for the series with the 2nd largest character roster. We only have 3 safe characters this time around: Pikachu, Mewtwo, and Pokemon Trainer. All 3 of these characters are original and hit big marks for representation. That leaves us with Jigglypuff, Pichu, Lucario, Greninja, and Incineroar to cut. Let's go ahead and keep Lucario, because he's still relatively well known by Pokemon fans and is a pretty beloved Pokemon in general. I also want to keep Jigglypuff, because they're a part of the original Smash 64 roster. So now out of these 3, who's gonna get cut? Are you noticing a pattern yet? Pichu definitely deserves to be cut. He plays very similar to Pikachu, and looks very similar to him as well. I don't think he's very popular with Pokemon fans either. You can make a case for the other 2 Pokemon here. Greninja is another water type and has an original moveset, and the same can go for Incineroar except he's a fire type. These same things unfortunately cannot be said for Pichu. That's what he gets for damaging himself during battle, I guess. From here on out, my life is going to become easier when it comes to cutting characters, now that we have most of the big franchises out of the way. So let's celebrate by cutting another child from Smash. Nessa and Lucas are the only 2 Earthbound characters from Smash. So who do we cut? Well, I think it's a pretty easy case here. We're cutting Lucas. Lucas is from a game that isn't even playable in America. Ness is from a game that a lot of people have played and loved. Plus, he's much more iconic than Lucas. They play very similarly as well, so there's not much of a reason to keep Lucas. Lucas is definitely the less known of these 2. It sucks that he has to go, but hey, at least he gets to see his mom again. Aren't I original? Yeah, sorry, I know nothing about Fire Emblem, so for this character, we're going to be basing this on how they are in Smash. Our safe characters are Marth, Roy, Robin, and Byleth. Some of you probably question why I'm keeping Roy, and that's because he was one of the first Fire Emblem characters to join Smash. Marth stays because he was the first Fire Emblem character to join Smash, and Robin and Byleth stay because they're pretty original characters. Let's also secure Ike and Corrin because they're pretty original as well. That just leaves us with Chrom and Lucina. I think out of these 2, we're gonna cut Lucina. Chrom, while being an echo of Roy, is pretty different to him in some ways, while Lucina is very, very, very similar to Marth. I think we should keep the more original Echo Fighter here. Can you tell I know nothing about Fire Emblem? I mean, look at how short this segment was. Dark Pit. He's literally a dark version of Pit and plays exactly like him. Next. Okay, Animal Crossing. The only two fighters here are Villager and Isabelle. I think that the character to cut here would be Villager. Isabelle is pretty much the face of Animal Crossing at this point, so it makes sense to have her in Smash. While Villager is a cool inclusion, it just makes sense to have Isabelle here. Plus, you could argue that Villager is more of an avatar than a character, but I don't really think that's fair. He's still gonna cut though. Another series I don't know anything about, So Sue Me! There's only 2 Xenoblade characters in Smash. Well, I guess 3, but those 2 transform, so I don't really think it counts. Anyways, the 2 fighters are Shulk, Pyra, and Mythra. Again, knowing nothing about Xenoblade, I have to go purely on how they play in Smash here, which doesn't make things easy because these are 2 very unique fighters. And after thinking about it, I think I'm gonna cut Pyra and Mythra. After doing some research, I found out that Shulk is the main protagonist of the Xenoblade series, thus making him a better fit for Smash. So yeah, I guess. This also kinda sucks for me because I like Pyra and Mythra, but hey, what can you do? Well, I could be biased, but I'm not doing that. I mean, is it even a question who I'm gonna cut here? Street Fighter has 2 characters in Smash, Ryu and Ken. Obviously, I'm gonna cut Ken. Not only is Ryu more iconic, but Ken's just an echo. Ryu is one of the most iconic fighting game characters, of course he's staying here. Final Fantasy in Smash, something very cool. Again, it's only 2 fighters, Cloud and Sephiroth. Now, Sephiroth is the anime swordsman. He's super powerful and has an amazing moveset and is all around just a very cool character. I'm keeping Cloud. As cool as Sephiroth is in Smash, once again, Cloud is the more iconic character. Cloud getting into Smash back in Smash for 3DS and Wii U was huge, and I don't know if Sephiroth lived up to that. So yeah, Sephiroth's getting cut, but we're keeping One Wing Angel. That song is very good. Last series, here we go. Castlevania has only 2 fighters, Simon Belmont and Richter Belmont. Again, it's no contest here, I'm cutting Richter. It's the same situation as Ken and Ryu. Simon is the more iconic character, and Richter is just an echo. I know that Simon borrows moves from Richter in his moveset, but in terms of Smash, Richter's the clone, thus making him the last character to cut. Well, that was cool. This was definitely fun to do, seeing which characters are more important to Smash. This is a topic a lot of people probably have different takes on, so I'd love to see what some of your guys' list would be. Here's the final roster. In other news, I don't think I'm gonna go fight Jimison. That's gonna take a lot of energy, which I don't have right now. Instead, I'm gonna sit here and pretend like nothing ever happened and wait for the appropriate time to talk about another video game. Yep, that's my life now.